participation in teams and businesses is a bit sort of pseudo-voluntary. You don't really have a choice, do you? You're a bit like family. You've got to be there. And that means that we then all end up sort of adjusting and changing our styles, trying to fit in. So we're going to explore a model around participation. And you can add this to your toolkit of Myers-Briggs, Strengths Scope, Belbin, DISC, whatever you might use in your companies. I'm sure you all use some sort of psychometric tool that says, well, who you are in teams and the roles that you take. Has anybody come across this one before? It's by David Cantor and Reading the Room, and it's participation roles. Anybody come across this one before? No. And this was my experience. So I came across this one a couple of years ago when I was doing some studying, and I thought, God, this makes sense. This makes so much sense. Why did nobody share this with me earlier? So hence me sharing it with you tonight. And this makes sense for me because I used to take one of these roles in one of the teams, but in another team, I would take another role. And I was like, why am I different in these two teams? And why do I get criticised for both of those? So the 4 roles and participation roles are mover, opposer, follower and bystander. And they're fairly self-explanatory, but we're going to do a short role play to bring those to life. So those of you in the front row, I'm going to need 4 of you to read through a script for each of those, so get ready. But each of these 4 roles can be seen in quite different ways to how they're intended. So I'm going to run through how they come across first, and then I'll uncover the intentions. So they can come across, the mover, the person who's always coming up with ideas, saying this is what we should do in the team, can come across as quite omnipotent, quite impatient. Right, I want to do this. Oh no, I want to do this. They're full of ideas. Which direction do they want to go? They can come across as quite scattered and quite dictatorial. We're going to do it my way. It's my way or the highway. And certainly I know that in the first teams that I managed, that was the feedback of how I came across, because I just wanted to get everything going. I really felt the responsibility as a leader, and I felt my responsibility was to move the team, and we were all going to move, and it was going to be my leadership. The opposer can often be seen as the person who's like, no, I don't want to do that. No, can we not do that? That's not a good idea. That's not the way to do it. And they can come across as quite critical, complaining, blaming, attacking, and contrary. And you'll probably know somebody in your team who typically takes that role. You know, the person who always says, no. But we'll come to see that their intentions are quite different. There are the followers. Now, they can be seen as, God, they always just agree. Placating, indecisive, pliant, wishy-washy, over-accommodating. They're the yes people. You never quite know what they're thinking because they're always just saying yes to somebody else's idea. Well, what's your idea? You know, you want to shake them sometimes. And the bystander role, this is another one that I used to take, particularly in peer group teams. And I get the feedback, God, you're just really, really disengaged. You just judge us for what we're saying. We never hear about your ideas. You're quite withdrawn and silent. And I think, but that's not how I feel. But that's how I was coming across. So let's look at the difference of the intentions. And I really want you to bear this in mind, that the behaviours that you see from your team players that arose in a team are not often what's intended. So I know that's really simple stuff. But you'll also know that sometimes you've acted with intention, but the behaviour doesn't often spill out in the way. So when you're looking at team dynamics, you need to look beneath the behaviour and look for the intentions. So movers can often be acting with the intention of bringing direction and discipline, clarity, commitment. The opposers can be wanting things to particularly protect what already exists, the survival of what works. They want to bring courage and integrity. They don't want things to just move on too rapidly. The followers want completion and they want continuity. They want compassion. They want loyalty. They want to show that, yes, I agree with you. And the bystanders want perspective. I want to see what's happening across everybody. They want patience and preservation and self-reflection. So the key takeout from this is look beneath the behaviour to think about the intention. The intention is often so much more positive than that we expect it to be.